Hello everybody, Clich'e here, and welcome to my fourth and final update of Pixar Easter eggs video. Now in this video I'll be showing you all the other Pixar Easter eggs, like the Luxo Ball, Luxo himself, and maybe toys from Toy Story appearing in other Pixar films. It could be anything. Now just so you know, I'm not including Easter eggs from Incredibles 2 because that movie is still in theaters, so enjoy.
During the staff meeting in Toy Story, the books behind Woody have titles of Pixar shorts which were made before Toy Story, which include The Adventures of Audrey and Wally-B, Red's Dream, Tin Toy, and Knick Knack. The Luxo Ball appears during the Green Iron Man scene and during Buzz's imaginary flight scene. There is a Mickey Mouse clock on Andy's bedroom wall. Andy has a red Luxo lamp on his desk. This carpet in Sid's house is similar to the carpet on the floor in The Shining. Sid's toolbox has Binford on it, a reference to the show Home Improvement starring the voice of Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen. During the chase scene, there's a building called Juju's House of Food, which is a reference to the daughter of one of the digital paint artists. Also during the chase scene, the song playing in Andy's mom's van is Hakuna Matata from The Lion King. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. In A Bug's Life, P.T. Flea's circus wagon is made out of two boxes that say Casey Jr. and Jay Grant, a reference to the train from Dumbo and Joe Grant respectively. When Flick enters the Bug City, one of the boxes says Darla on it, a reference to producer Darla K. Anderson. And there's also a Lion King poster and a box that says Juju's on it, which is another reference to that digital painter's daughter. Above the Bug Bar, there is a Pizza Planet cup. During the opening credits of Toy Story 2, there is a Luxo constellation. In the scene when Woody is looking for his hat, we can see that Andy has an A Bug's Life calendar on his bedroom wall. In that same scene, Mrs. Potato Head is reading an A Bug's Life book. In the scene where Hannah is rapidly changing channels on the TV, we see clips from Pixar shorts. In the scene where the toys are in the bushes across the road from Al's Toy Barn, we see Heimlich the Caterpillar from A Bug's Life on a branch that Buzz karate chops. In that same scene, we can also see the Bug Bar. The cleaner who fixes Woody is actually Jerry from Jerry's Game. In fact, we actually see chess pieces in one of the drawers of his case. In Al's Toy Barn, during the scene just before Buzz enters the Buzz Lightyear aisle, we can see A Bug's Life toys in the background. Later, when Buzz follows Al out the door of Al's Toy Barn, we see a whole crate full of Luxo balls. In the opening scene of Monsters Incorporated, we see the toy plane from Toy Story. On the door of the Hidden City Cafe, there is a picture of Monster of the Well from Pinocchio. And by the way, the Hidden City Cafe actually exists. In the scare floor scene, just before the monsters go into the human world, Randall practices his camouflage in front of the wallpaper of Andy's little bedroom from Toy Story. In the scene where Boo returns to her bedroom, she hands Sully a Jessie doll from Toy Story 2, the Luxo Ball, and a Squeak Toy Nemo from the upcoming Finding Nemo. We also see Nemo during the first shot of Harryhausen's restaurant scene, and in the scene where Sully and Mike banter into the human world right through the door. The roly-poly clown from Toy Story and Toy Story 2 appears on the laugh floor at the end of the film. In Finding Nemo, during the scene where Nemo arrives in the fish tank in the dentist's office, we see a Buzz Lightyear toy in front of the toy chest. Also the toy airplane from Toy Story. The mermaid on the front of the sunken ship is the mermaid from Knick Knack. One of the boats in the Sydney harbor is named after the brother of deceased Pixar employee Joe Ranft, Jerome. This boy in the waiting room is reading a Mr. Incredible magazine. In the scene where the Tank Gang finally escapes from the tank, Luigi from the upcoming film Cars can be seen driving by. During the end credits, Mike Wazowski from Monsters Incorporated can be seen swimming in the ocean. In The Incredibles, when Bob and Lucius are parked in this alley, on the buildings between them are the names Andy, a reference to Andy from the Toy Story films, and Luxo, a reference to the Pixar short Luxo Jr. In Bob's private room in his house, you can see the Rock'em Sock'em become robots from Toy Story 2. During the battle between the Incredibles and the Omnidroid, Doc Hudson from the upcoming film Cars can be seen. In Cars, Lightning McQueen's number is 95, a reference to the year that Pixar released their first feature film, Toy Story, in. During the opening race, you can see the jackalope from Boundin' on the back of an RV. McQueen wears Lightyear tires throughout the film, which is a reference to Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Mr. the King's sponsors, Dynaco, is a reference to the Dynaco gas station from Toy Story. During the song Life is a Highway, the birds from the short For the Birds can be seen for a fraction of a second. When Mac looks at the sleeping trucks at the truck stop, you can see the Incredibles' eye. The California race is located in Emeryville, which is where Pixar is located. The word Emeryville is also seen on a Rusted Cars license plate during the Rusty's commercial. When the jets fly over the city, the Pixar Animation Studios can be seen. During the end credits of the film, Mac, voiced by John Ratzenberger, watches Cars versions of some of Pixar's earlier films, which are Toy Car Story, Monster Trucks Incorporated, and A Bug's Life, and notices that Ham the Piggy Truck, The Abominable Snowplow, and P.T. Flea Car are all voiced by the same actor. In Ratatouille, when Remy climbs out of the sewers, we see the shadow of a dog. The dog is Doug from the upcoming film Up. During the scene when Linguini and Remy enter Linguini's small apartment, next to the TV there is a cockroach, which is Hal from the upcoming film WALL-E. When Linguini and Remy arrive at Gusteau's for Linguini's first day of cooking, you can see that Linguini's underwear is covered with the Incredibles logo. During the song La Festin, the mime is Bon Voyage from the Incredibles. In WALL-E, when he first enters his truck, behind two bowling pins is Rex from the Toy Story films. In the scene where WALL-E wakes up, you can see a Mike Wazowski toy from Monsters Incorporated. During one shot, where WALL-E presses this car alarm button, you can see the scooter that Skinner used in Ratatouille. The Eve sculpture that WALL-E makes has a Luxo lamp on it for an arm. In Up, when Carl buys plane tickets to Paradise Falls, the brochures on the desk have a picture of the lady from Knick Knack. During the shot where this little girl is watching Carl's house go up, she has flowers on her bedroom wall which resemble the ones on Boo's door from Monsters Incorporated. There's the Luxo ball, the toy plane from Toy Story, and a Lotso Huggin' Bear from the upcoming film Toy Story 3. In Toy Story 3, the train at the beginning has the number 95 on it, which is a reference to the year that the first Toy Story was released in. On Andy's toy box, there is a sticker of Nemo from Finding Nemo. On Andy's bedroom wall, there is a poster of Finn McMissile from the upcoming Cars 2. On the cover of the magazine that Molly reads, you can see a picture of Darla from Finding Nemo. Is this little girl Boo from Monsters Incorporated? When the toys meet Lotso, on the shelf you'll see a toy of Mr. Ray from Finding Nemo. One of the tiles on this wall is painted like the Luxo ball. There's a stitch of Wally B from The Adventures of Andre and Wally B on Bonnie's backpack. Just before the Caterpillar Room kids come inside, you can see some toys under some shelves that look like the toys under the couch from Tin Toy. One of the boys has Lightning McQueen's 95 on his shirt. Totoro from Studio Ghibli's My Neighbor Totoro makes an appearance as one of Bonnie's toys. The number 237 from The Shining appears a few times in the film. In Cars 2 at the drive-in theater, The Incredimobiles is a reference to The Incredibles. During the time in France, you see a restaurant called Gasto's, which is a reference to Gusteau's from Ratatouille. During the race in London, England, there's a banner that says Lasseter, a reference to the director John Lasseter. During the fight scene, there's a Cars version of the tapestry from the upcoming film Brave in the pub. During the end credits, Luxo Jr. can be seen standing on the globe. In Brave, a wood carving in the witch's cottage has Sully from the upcoming film Monsters University on it. When the witch makes the cake for Merida, the newt she throws into the cauldron is from the cancelled Pixar film Newt. In Monsters University, during the time when the college monsters are in the sewers for the Toxinity Challenge, you can see the Luxo Ball painted on the wall with some other children's toys. During the final scare game, we see Arlo from the upcoming film The Good Dinosaur. In Inside Out, when Joy is looking at a happy memory of Riley sliding down a slide, it's a different slide on the Sunnyside Jungle Gym from Toy Story 3. During the scene when Riley's imagining that the floor of her old house is lava, Colette from Ratatouille can be seen on a magazine cover in a basket on the coffee table. After the Disney Present text disappears, you can see the birds from the short film For the Birds on a phone wire. When Riley's emotions are watching a happy memory about Riley and her parents at this place which looks like a picnic area, the fake dinosaurs at the area are from the upcoming Pixar film The Good Dinosaur. When Riley's having a nightmare about her new house being haunted, the rat in her nightmare is Remy from Ratatouille, but with bigger eyes. Also, the bear in that scene is Eleanor in bear form from Brave. The globe in Riley's new classroom is the globe from Toy Story. Also, there's a picture referencing La Luna. One of Riley's new classmates is wearing a shirt similar to Sid's shirt from Toy Story, but the colors are switched. During the scene where Riley's eating dinner with her parents, we see the Chinese takeout boxes from previous Pixar films. When Riley FaceTimes her friend from Minnesota, we see that another person who has contacted her is Pete Docter, the director of the film. Bing Bong's legs look similar to George Sanderson's from Monsters Incorporated, which was also directed by Pete Docter. During the time when Joy is imagining times when Riley played with Bing Bong, the Luxo Ball can be seen next to this bookcase. The boot that Bing Bong pulls out of his bag is the boot containing the plant from WALL-E. A Finding Nemo game called Find Me can be seen in Imagination Land right on top of a Dinosaur World game, which is another reference to the upcoming film The Good Dinosaur, which is on top of For the Birds game, another reference for the Birds. A banner at the hockey arena in San Francisco says Tri-County, which is a fictional place from the Toy Story franchise. This crane is tearing down the Disney castle. Figment from Journey into Imagination can be seen in a picture when Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong are trying to catch the train of thoughts. When entering Dream Productions, we can see Ted's legs from Monsters Incorporated. In the same scene, one of the Dream Productions workers is dressed like Mickey Mouse, another one is dressed like Robin Hood, and some are standing on top of one another to make Emperor Zurg from Toy Story 2. When Joy is looking for Sadness, you can barely see some memory orbs that contain scenes from Up, also directed by Pete Docter. In The Good Dinosaur, Hank the Septopus from the upcoming film Finding Dory can be seen when Arlo falls into this little pond. When Arlo and Spot are hallucinating after eating some rotten fruit, Arlo has 5 eyes, which is a reference to Scott Squishy Squibbles from Monsters University, voiced by The Good Dinosaur director Peter Sohn. In that same scene, you can see the Luxo Ball when Arlo and Spot switch heads during their drunk hallucination. In Finding Dory, when Dory's lost at the beginning, we can see Herbie from the Love Bug franchise. These people from the Marine Life Institute are in a boat with the numbers 1286, which are the number in Pixar's address and the year that Pixar was founded, respectively. When Dory is taken to quarantine, you can see a picture of Darla from Finding Nemo. There's also a magnet with a picture of the volcano from Lava in that same scene. In the scene where Hank and Dory are right above the Ocean Open exhibit, to the right you can see a WALL-E calendar, a reference to WALL-E. A pipe in quarantine says Seawater Supply TL59 on it, which is a reference to a ride in Tomorrowland, which is what the TL stands for, and 59, the year that the ride opened, that would later be repurposed in 2007 with a Finding Nemo theme. The steering wheel of the truck taking the fish to Cleveland, Ohio has the pattern of the Luxo Ball on the horn. In Cars 3, during the scene where this Mexican car is home homesick, he looks at a scene from the upcoming film Coco. In Sterling's office is a tiny model of Cinderella's pumpkin carriage. During the Thunder Hollow race, there is a car with the Luxo ball on its hood. There is a poster for Insuracare from The Incredibles, which is where Bob Parr used to work at. The Sleepwell Motel from the TV special Toy Story of Terror appears in the film when Mac is sleeping under a bridge after the Thunder Hollow race. At the Cotter Pin Bar, Hector's guitar from the upcoming film Coco appears next to the band. In Coco, during the scene where Miguel is running through town during the daytime, there are some Pixar character toys on this table, and some piñatas of Pixar characters. By the way, the filmmakers added these because they saw that Pixar is popular in Mexico. A picture of the twins from The Shining can be seen at the place where Hector said that De La Cruz was rehearsing. When the monkey is riding Dante, you can see the Luxo ball on a table. When somebody shoots off fireworks in the Land of the Dead, to the right side of the screen we can see a reference to the upcoming film Incredibles 2. And finally, this skeleton is wearing a shirt which is a reference to Sid Skull's shirt from Toy Story. Well, that does it for my Pixar Easter eggs videos. Let me know in the comments if there are some Easter eggs that I missed. And tune in next Saturday when I'll be releasing a trailer for my upcoming review show on my other YouTube channel, Disney's #1 Fan Productions.